We'll be using the M1, and I want to hold a little bit high. Try and compensate for that drop. Before we start today's video, I want to wish Austin Williamson the best of luck in his surgery this morning. I had a very similar surgery a couple years ago, and during that time, he was a moderator. He helped me out so much, it wasn't even funny. Not only is he a great person, but he also serves for our country. So thank you so much, Austin, and let's get into today's video. How many of you love hunting and love Call of the Wild because it's an amazing hunting game? Now, how many of you love watching Call of the Wild YouTubers hunt for rares and awesome diamonds? Ever wonder how they find so many rares and diamonds in Call of the Wild? I'll tell you one thing, it's not 100% luck. The secret is time. For almost 1 year, I would hunt exactly the same in Call of the Wild as I do in real life. I would get out there at 4:30 in the morning and hunt till about noon, and then I would get back out there at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and hunt till dusk. Now, I found very few animals. The reality is a lot of people that play Call of the Wild don't have that much time, whether it's due to certain obligations that they have, like family, school, planning on your future, or jobs. But what if I told you in Call of the Wild, there's a way that you can actually save time? And the secret is this. These right here changed the game of Call of the Wild 100% forever. Until these came out, it was so difficult to get a really cool animal or a diamond in Call of the Wild. But once they came out, it was life-changing. Just like this right here, we have a tent set up right here on Beaumont Lake, and that pretty much covers this entire area. But not only is it good for fast traveling, but the fact is you can be in this exact same spot and you can come here at 5 o'clock in the morning and you won't see one single deer. But you change the time to 12 o'clock and I'll tell you what, you will see a ton of whitetail all in this area here, all the way back here, and sometimes over here. And as you can see how this map is absolutely huge, 3 tents is not going to be enough for this entire map. So once they change it to, I believe, 8 different tents per map, it changed the entire game of Call of the Wild. And now, if you want to be successful on your map, you got to have a full amount of tents per each map. And just go from tent to tent, change the time, hunt for a specific species during that time, and just keep going all the way around until eventually you get what you're looking for. For example, we're sitting here and there's absolutely nothing in front of us, but I'll tell you what, if we change the time back to 12 o'clock in the afternoon and we come back to this exact same spot, I will guarantee you one thing, we're gonna see something. And just like that, we come to the exact same spot at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and we have a couple of beautiful bucks coming right in. Well, there he is right there. He's about 45 out, but we got a little bit of a crosswind there. I don't know if we want to quite take that shot because that wind could definitely push us back and hit and test it, and we don't want to have that. So we're going to try and call him out a little bit more. All right, here we go. He's about 30 yards out. He's definitely in range at this point. Now all we got to do is wait for him to turn broadside here. He's right there. Let's draw back. And we're taking him. He's down right there. Big buck down. Man, that was awesome. But like I said, all we had to do is change the time. When we started off this video, I was literally standing right in that little opening right there. We saw absolutely nothing at 5:30 in the morning. We came back at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and all of a sudden we got a giant whitetail standing right there. Let's go get him. And that's going to be a 217 score and whitetail buck there. We took him at 25 yards out. Now you might be wondering how you're supposed to afford putting a full amount of tents on your map. Well, you're not. Basically what you want to do is find the best spot on your map, put one tent right there, hunt that spot consistently, and keep coming back to it, change the time, and try and find another spot. Once you find another spot, then eventually you'll be able to afford putting another tent in that spot. But the way that you're going to be able to afford getting tents right now is I would recommend going on multiplayer and taking advantage of the massive amounts of herds of animals that you're going to see on multiplayer versus single player. Go out there, take the M1, take whatever you can get, and just get a ton of cash. Once you find a spot like this where you find really decent bucks coming back over and over again, that's definitely where you want to put your tent. We have a really nice whitetail here at about 270. I've already taken down a couple of max weight bucks here before, and the cool part about this spot here is it's actually really thick, so you really don't know what's back there. Not only that, it's a really main travel place for animals to come through. We got elk, we got black bear, we got whitetail, we got moose bedded over here as well. It's a really excellent spot for whitetail, and I'll show you in a second where we're at. But I kind of got to get a better angle at this buck here because 270, and the brush is kind of covering his vitals right there. So if we get just a hair closer, we should be able to thread needle that thing right through there and hold for about 280. Okay, I think we're gonna take it from right here. Well, we did not get the heart, but I'm hoping we at least caught a single lung. Come on, catch your breath, dude. That's all 300 plus out there. And if you turn broadside. Oh man, I think that was money. Yes, we dropped him. That was one heck of a shot. Whew. Anyways, let me show you where we're at right now so you can see basically where you should put your tent. Right here is Calburn Outpost, and there's a little peninsula right here, kind of little bayou that flows in here. Right here is an excellent spot for a tent because not only that, you can cover this whole area here and you can cover this whole side over here. This side of the river bottom is absolutely excellent for whitetail. The whitetail drink right here from about 12:30 until 1500. And food for thought, my first whitetail diamond ever came from literally right here. Well, this buck is piled up right here, and I do believe we got the other buck as well. Now, I think that this actually might be... Oh, no, this is the first buck. Okay. So, the other buck we obviously got because we dropped him. But let's pick this buck up, and that was a right lung shot at 257. We pulled off a little bit left of the heart there, but not bad. A 190 whitetail. And I think the other buck was actually back here a little bit further. He turned broadside, and we took him at about... Yeah, there he is right there. He was probably 300, I would say. Maybe like 290, something like that. And I bet we might have hit him in the vertebrae because I don't see any vital. Oh, wait a second. That's going to be non-vital, and it's probably going to be a spinal cord shot, and it was. And a 173 whitetail buck, so that's not bad. I'll definitely take that. We got a couple of decent bucks out here as well. That one right there. There's another buck right there, which I can't really spot him at this point, but right there. I'm trying to figure out a way to get both these. So we got this buck here at 200 and that buck out there at about 300. But we're in some brush here. Maybe right here could potentially work. Yeah, that could definitely work. Okay. So we got 200 and 300 basically is what we're dealing with here. Yeah. Just like that. So here's this buck and a perfect heart shot, 170 whitetail buck there, and ended up getting a vertebrae shot, spinal cord on that one. I just jumped up. What the heck was that? Got another pretty good whitetail buck out there at about 350 yards. He's not exactly max weight, but he's a pretty good scoring whitetail. So we definitely want to take him down. We'll be using the M1, and I want to hold a little bit high and try and compensate for that drop. I think we got it. I hope for the spine, and 160. That should have been roughly yeah, it should have been like 350. Should have been. Well, let's go find out. I'm really curious. Also, we're kind of high up on this hill here, shooting at a downwards angle at about 350, so we're probably gonna have a little bit of raise to our bullet, and that's why I didn't really want to hold above the spine for 160 because I didn't want to hit the vertebrae, and I think we should have been all right. And here's our whitetail buck down right here. Looks like a vital hit based off the vital blood right there. It was, in fact, a 357 yard double lung heart shot with the M1. And man, we dropped that sucker right on the money. We're holding for the top of the shoulder and the spine for 180, and we compensated for that absolutely perfectly. I do want to take a look at the true score on him, and that's going to be a 27 inside whitetail buck. We took down a buck like this the other day, but he didn't actually make gold. The fact that we got one this wide and he made gold is actually really, really cool. But anyways, I think that's going to pretty much wrap up this video, and it shows you the importance of how important having a tent on every single one of your maps actually is. Eventually, you're going to want to fill up all of your maps full of tents, and when you do that, you're going to be very successful in Call of the Wild. Anyways, that's going to be it. Hope you guys found this helpful. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.